Hello, welcome to this week's video. Thank you for joining. Thank you for checking out my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've seen my videos before. My name's Beth. I'm the artist behind Beth Frost Art, and I usually do pet portrait commissions, and I do a lot of wildlife and nature inspired art that I sell on Etsy and on my shop as well. So yeah, I have over 10 years experience with art from my art education at Winchester School of Art and University of Portsmouth, and then I have been doing my own art thing alongside a graphics design job as well. So today's video, I thought I'd just share 3 tips that I came up with that might help you develop as an artist or get better at your techniques, all incorporating sketchbooks. If you've seen a few of my videos before, you know I love sketchbooks, and I'll link them down below. I have a few sketchbook tours, and I have a whole video explaining why I love sketchbooks, what I use them for, all the different reasons I use them. So if you've clicked on this video, you might find that one helpful as well, so I'll link that down below for you. My 3 tips are for becoming a better artist using your sketchbook. They are to experiment in your sketchbook, draw or paint or whatever it is, practice little and often, and don't compare yourself. So they're my 3 tips, but I will go through them in more detail now for you. So I think it's important not to pressure yourself too much to create this masterpiece first time round. Like the first time you're trying something, you've got this idea in your head and you're like, right, yeah, I'm going to paint that on this massive canvas and it's going to be perfect straight away. But I think the first time you want to try it out in your sketchbook. Maybe you could sketch the composition, try out different colours, try out different materials, because sometimes what you have in your head doesn't quite translate into the real world. So it's a really good idea to get it down. A few different ideas, like slightly different changes as well that you were thinking of. If you couldn't decide which one to do, it's great just to kind of have a little experiment in your sketchbook and see what would work better, because sometimes you find something even better than what your first idea was just by experimenting in your sketchbook. So yeah, my first tip for becoming a better artist using your sketchbook is to experiment in it instead of just going straight for your final piece. So my second tip was to practice little and often. Annoyingly, I know the only way to get better at something is to keep practicing it. So I have been drawing and painting and all sorts for over 10 years now, which is why I've kind of built up my style and I've got to where I am now. And it's taken 10 years, so it's just a lot of practice, and it's something I enjoy doing as well, so I want to do it every day. If I've got spare time, the first thing I want to do is paint and draw. So I think just practicing every day if you can, or if you don't have time to do that, I would recommend setting aside, like work it into your calendar or your diary like you've got an appointment so you don't miss it. Like you can set aside time every day if you've got time, or if not, like a few times a week. Say, this is my time, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do some painting, I'm going to do some drawing. And I think one of the hardest things is you don't always feel inspired and you don't always feel creative, but you just have to push through and be like, right, I'll try and do this. And sometimes it'll be really rubbish because you're not in that frame of mind, but at least you've got your hand-eye coordination going. You might discover something that time if you hadn't bothered to do it. You might not have discovered, oh, this line work looks really good with this or something. So I think, making time to practice little and often is one way to accelerate your skills faster, and obviously sketchbooks are really good for doing that. It's one place where you can document everything, like you don't have to show anyone if it's really rubbish. You can just shut the book, no one else will see it apart from you, but those rubbish drawings or paintings or whatever medium you're doing is really important stepping stone to get where you want to be in the future. And yeah, it's just a good handy place to keep everything together. Maybe you could find a drawing challenge to join, or maybe you could set yourself your own challenge, so many drawings, or I would really like to take part in the 100 heads challenge because I want to improve my portraiture. So that's drawing or painting 100 people's heads. And I know there's lots of artists that have Pinterest boards where you can kind of get reference images and stuff from. So yeah, I'm going to be taking part in that, so check that out if you're interested in that as well. Yeah, the more you practice, the more you'll improve. And my third tip was not to compare yourself to others, which I know can be really hard, and I am definitely guilty of it, especially with social media nowadays. You're scrolling through, you follow all these amazing artists and stuff, and it's hard to not compare yourself to them. But you just have to take a step back and think, like, some people have been doing this for years and years and years, they've already got a head start. Some people have more time than others as well, so they accelerate quicker, or some people just have more of like an arty flair, or they're just a bit more naturally gifted with stuff like this. But that shouldn't discourage you, because if you practice then you'll get there as well. So yeah, you just have to remember that everyone's different, everyone's on a different journey, they've all got different things going on, you've got different things going on. So don't compare yourself to others when, you know, you can just do what you can do. So I would start by keeping a sketchbook from day one, because then you don't compare yourself to others, you just compare to what you've done previously. So in a year's time you can look back at the first drawings or paintings or whatever medium you're using. You can look back and see, oh yeah, that was the painting I did when I first started my journey, and then you can see how much you've improved. Throughout the pages you can flick through and definitely see your progress, so I recommend keeping a sketchbook for that. It's really nice to look back. Even in a few years' time, I've got a sketchbook from 10 years ago when I was at college, and you can definitely see the different style changes, your improvements in techniques. So this is a sketchbook from college, my first year at college doing my art A-levels, and yeah, you can kind of see the progression from my style and where I started. So these were just basic line works, and you know, you learn all the different techniques when you're in education, but just looking back at some of my old sketches in this book and all the old work, you can definitely see how far I've come in, you know, 10 years. So yeah, keep a sketchbook so you can compare your progress instead of comparing yourself to others. I really hope you found that helpful. I hope there were some good tips and you found it useful. Let me know down in the comments below if you already keep a sketchbook, or if you've got like an Instagram account for your art. I'd love to go and follow some more artists. Yeah, if you liked the video and found it helpful, then please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me reach more artists, and I'm hoping to make like a little arty community here over on YouTube. So if you want to be a part of that as well, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so then you get notified when I do more videos. I usually post every fortnight, so every 2 weeks there'll be a new art video up here for you. Tips and tricks, studio vlogs, process videos, studio tours, all sorts are already over on my channel, as well as sketchbook tours like I mentioned earlier, and why I use my sketchbooks as well. So yeah, please go check those videos out. I'll link them down below if you're interested. Also, C. White of Brighton, they are the maker of sketchbooks that I use. I've used them for over 10 years. I've never wanted to use any other sketchbooks. They're really high quality and they do lots of different sizes, hardback, soft covers, all sorts. Like they've got super wet strength paper as well, so if you're using wet mediums they could be really useful for you, like the paper hardly crinkles. I've got nothing bad to say about them. I've never wanted to try any other sketchbooks, and yeah, they're just really great. So that would be my recommendation if you're wanting to start a sketchbook. Then visit the Sea White of Brighton website. I'll link them down below as well so you can go and check them out. Yeah, I highly recommend them, and they kindly gave me a 10% off code as well. So if you would like 10% off any of the Sea White of Brighton art materials or sketchbooks, then use code BF10 and you'll get a sketchbook like mine, so we can have the same sketchbooks and do some sketchbook work together, which will be really cool. Yeah, if you already have one of their sketchbooks, let me know what you think of it down below in the comments as well. I'd love to find out from other artists if they use this brand of sketchbook and what they think of it. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!